Hey YouTube, I'm here with Marvin the Martian to review the movie The Martian. In case you haven't heard, it's an awesome space movie. It's kind of like Interstellar meets Apollo 18 meets Castaway, Castaway in space, pretty much. And it's not too far fetched either from our soon to be future and having people sent to Mars. But let's hope, things don't turn out the way it did in the movie. I mean, not that it didn't turn out great. The movie was awesome. Anyways, I think that they did a great job portraying or choosing the lead role character Matt Damon. He was chose to be Mark Watney, the space dude who is stuck in space. Well, space dude is the wrong word. Astronaut is the word I was looking for. Just having one of those brain fart moments. Anyways, he is a botanist who ends up getting left behind by his crew when they think that he is dead, when they have to leave the planet for a moment of, oh no, a storm is coming, mission breached, blah blah blah. And so they leave him. And he ends up being alive and is like, okay, what am I gonna do? And he uses his smarts and his wits and he sciences the shit out of everything and he survives. He's just like, I'm gonna do this. I got this. He does this with the help of disco because, that's the only music he has on space, which I thought it was hilarious. At one point, he was like, he makes a reference and he's just like, oh, this is the most least disco music that I found on Johansson's record, well, not record, but music playlist. And it was like the hot, what song was it? I cannot recall the name of the song, but it was really funny because he kind of like gets into character and he's just like dances a little bit. He's just like, yeah, disco. Just kind of gets into the disco at some point because he's the only guy on Mars and he's kind of got to like entertain himself and figure out how to use his skills as a botanist to survive, which comes in handy. And you wouldn't think, oh, a botanist is gonna be stuck on Mars. What are they gonna do? There's no water, but he figures it out. He gets through the shit pretty much. That's as far as I'll say it. Anyways, it's definitely one of those movies that give you an idea of what space is going to be like if for when we actually colonize Mars. He kind of colonizes Mars himself. If you haven't watched the movie, I would recommend watching it definitely. But there is also a book, and the book is amazing. This is the book right here, The Martian by Andy Weir, and I would recommend reading that after watching the movie because I read the book before and I like the book and I like the movie. Both of them were awesome, but there were scenes in the movie that I seen differently in my head, I guess. And there was also scenes in the movie that were kind of like, oh, how did that, you know what happened if you read the book, but if you haven't read the movie, or if you hadn't read the book, I mean, you watch the movie and you're just like, it just jumps to a scene and you're like, I thought that was going to be different, but I guess, like, that happens with all books and movies. I still think they did a great job with the movie, even with it when they left out little scenes. They still put it together really well. It was well put together, and the cast they chose was good. I feel like they had a little few too many Earth scenes, like at least the Earth scenes, not few too many. I guess the Earth scenes were longer than I wanted, or just didn't pertain to like how I envisioned the characters. But they're pretty much all rooting for Mark Watney. They're like, yeah, Mark, he's stuck in space. We're gonna save him, and he just had the whole world rooting for him. It's like he had to feel amazing, and I thought it was hilarious how they just kind of like had envisioned how I envisioned him, and how they kind of had chose Matt Damon as his character, and he just kind of killed it. He crushed the scene. He was just like, I'm just gonna like go hard and just be Mark Watney. And he was Mark Watney, and he did the Mars colonization. Yeah, watch the movie, definitely. Give this video a thumbs up as well because why not? Give me some tips if you got any.